Hello and welcome to the Fire Emblem Blazing Blade Buy Our Units playthrough. This is a co-op run I will be doing with Teagan, otherwise known as EatUrGrns. In this playthrough, we went through the playable cast of the game and assigned each unit a point value, depending on how much we thought they would help for any given run. We then gave ourselves 60 points to spend, and had to craft our team while staying within that budget. In this video, you will see the discussions we had and the process we go through to choose our roster. Now, this video is quite long, and if you just wanted to get through to the meat of the playthrough, you will be able to see the units we picked on the overlay. We will be going through Lyn Hard Mode into Hector Hard Mode. Better, more available units cost more, whilst weaker units or those who are less available or locked behind late or awkward unlock conditions are cheaper. In addition to this, we will also be going to any paralogs we can. The Lords and Merlinus were free units who we could use at no cost. Also, it got cut from the upcoming discussion, but ultimately we both sort of decided we didn't really want to use Marcus. He's just a bit too polarizing for a playthrough and makes a lot of the other picks a lot less important, so whilst we could have easily fit him into our draft here, we figured it would be more interesting to bench him for this occasion. Before we get into it, I would really like to thank Teagan for undergoing this journey with me. Make sure to check out his channel, which is linked in the description. I would also like to thank all of the people who back the channel on Patreon. I really appreciate the support, and if you too would like to back, there is a link again in the description. This series will be going out every other day and will contain one full chapter per video, apart from the early game where there will be a few chapters in each, due to them being pretty short. Without any further ado, let's get into the draft. So, where do you want to start? Is there anyone you think is locked in from the get-go?
I'd say one of the cabs, like, I don't know.
Yeah, especially with Lyn Mode, like, they can get the Knight's Crest, go Paladin.
Yeah, it's Christmas time. Which one do you want?
Is Sane worth 1 point more? I think he's definitely the better of the two.
I'd say... look, okay, so if we get Super Kent, I think there's almost a decent amount of, like, payoff, because they're similar enough. He's gonna one-round most mid-game stuff if we get, if he doubles.
True.
But I think for late game, especially if we don't get Athos, which is very possible.
Yeah. The extra damage Sane brings to the table is, I think he's also better on those, like, early Lyn Mode chapters.
Let's just get, Sane for now.
Okay, yeah, let's take Sane. We can always trade him out for Kent if we need an extra point for anything later. That's a swap we can make. Do you want to just pick Matthew?
Yeah, okay. Matthew always has to go.
I don't think there's a world in which we don't take a thief. We don't want Hector soloing Chapter 11. That would be very painful.
Yeah, if we didn't pick him, we had to make some weird clause for using him to actually get out of the room. I know you can get out of the room without Matthew, but God,
it would definitely be.
And like, we need his thief utility for for Chapter 11. If we're gonna pick a mage, I want the guiding ring.
Yeah.
I want an Elysian whip. I want potentially a silver card, and also he's just another unit we can use in Lyn Mode for
even
filler.
like the early Seraph rope could be like really valuable.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so from there we've got the two units we've picked are both available in Lyn Mode.
Yeah.
With Sane and Matthew, and then we've obviously got Lyn as well, who's free.
You want to take Sarah?
Sarah or Priscilla is definitely a choice, right? There's no world in which
I think we had to pick one. We had to pick either one. We can't like skip.
I think we need one of them.
We can't skip a healer, especially for
Priscilla
early game.
has a horse. A horse is nice.
It's 3 points. I don't know.
It's 3 points, and also Sarah comes earlier, both in Lyn Mode, and she comes on Chapter 12 rather than 14.
I think my conundrum right now is like especially if we get Sarah, we have to promote her ASAP. Maybe like not before the first like mage, but pretty much after Dragon's Gate, we want to promote her.
I don't know if this is going to factor in at all, but Sarah will also help for Guiding Ring EXP.
Yeah, I'm really bad, as I described in my streams, at the Kenneth map. So but yeah, you know what? You're gonna be there. Let's take Sarah for now.
I think we take Sarah too.
I think even like, and I feel more confident about Sarah than I do about Sane versus Kent.
Yeah.
So we're at like 21 points.
Yeah. So we've got 39 left to spend.
You want to take some bad units?
I think we could either take bad units now, or we can wait, like see how many points we've got left at the end and just flood.
Well, okay. Our team right now is Lyn Mode. That's a Lyn Mode team. This team can get you through Lyn Mode pretty much without problems. Like the only problem I would find is like we don't have Florina to just zoom.
Very Sane around and yeah. Like...
So I'm thinking about Hector like early game right now, which we have 2 Hector early game persons right now.
Yeah, we have Matthew, we have Sarah. We obviously have Hector himself and Ellie Wood. But if we wanted to get a couple more in there, we could look at Dorcas, Bartray, Rebecca.
I don't think we get Rebecca now. I think that's... it's not
I think
that
Rebecca
expensive.
is oh, we have 1 point left. Let's take Rebecca. There's also Lowen.
Lowen's 8 points, and that's like expensive. I'd rather like take Priscilla over Lowen. To be fair though, like if we take Priscilla, I don't even know if we can get her to her house in time with without Marcus.
That's a good point.
That's actually like, oh, that's bad for Raven as well. I just thought.
I think we can get to Raven because by that point, don't we have Sane? Or...
Yeah. Well, no, you don't. You need Priscilla to recruit Raven.
Oh, right, of course.
Unless I'm forgetting something. I've read up on like WOD that if you that you can recruit Priscilla on the Raven chapter, but I don't know where I saw that from. Because I just have never seen. I've never gone without recruiting
Priscilla.
I've never
gone without recruiting Priscilla either.
So I've read up, I've researched, and no, you have to get her in chapter 14, or you just don't get her at all.
I think we could get Priscilla.
I think you can. I think you would.
We just have to make sure Urk doesn't die.
You don't need Urk to recruit Priscilla. You can get Priscilla without Urk.
Okay, I think we should be fine then.
Yeah, it depends. Like if we're even going to use Urk to begin with. I'm looking at the 9 points squad. Anyone of these look appealing to you?
I think we need Kent if we've got Sane, but both Heath and Oswin are very nice.
This bumps us up to 30, by the way.
Okay. I think we need a flyer. I think the game is going to be really rough to get through without a flyer. I see Farina flying around your screen. Depends how many points you want to spend.
I think... Okay, the crazy thing is that there's a point difference between these two. And theoretically, we could train up her and just have her way earlier. She's going to be promoted way earlier as well.
True.
Over Heath. I think we should prioritize Florina over Heath.
The problem is that the more units we take in Lyn mode that actually want XP for like promotions and stuff, the less we have for like other units, like Sane, for example.
Yeah, that is true. That there's an opportunity cost.
Like, Heath joins and is immediately very, very good. Like, you just promote him straight away, and he just kills things. That
is true. I agree with that, like, statement. Like, the problem... Okay, there's also a problem with Florina is that we can't train her on Chapter 4.
Yes.
I think... Okay, maybe we can, but it's super... Like, it's super dangerous, especially if we're low-manning Lyn mode. There's some chapters, namely Chapter 4, which I think she might not be able to do something safely, whereas I think he's like Sane is brain dead.
Sane will just kill everything. Sane will be fun.
Yeah, I say we could try Heath for now.
I'm fine with trying Heath. I like Heath a lot. I think he's really good.
I also kind of want
that takes us up to 30.
I also kind of want Hawkeye, but I want to like save this like tier for now. Like, okay, so we established that we have like a mid-late game.
Yes.
Flyer. I'm still worried about Hector early game.
Who are you sort of looking at to try and rectify that?
Well, like I don't think we get him. We could try getting Guy.
See, I'm looking at units like this. Like I'm in the same boat as you. I'm looking at units like Guy, like Dorcas, like Will. Just a few of like the early game units. Dorcas being available in Lyn mode as well.
I don't think he does much in Lyn mode.
It's probably true.
Like I don't think you get anything from train him in Lyn mode. He still will be the same as he would be at base.
True.
Like he doesn't have a speed growth. One.
He might just help out on a couple of chapters though. Like I think like the Fog of War one with the bandits coming out of the forts. Like you just benefit from having
do you want to like
bodies?
Like I know this is a weird time, but do you want to like make clause that we have to do every chapter that is feasible for us?
What, like including paralogs?
So we can't just skip paralogs?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so on that, with that clause, I think Guy's way better than Dorcas on that chapter. It also depends on like can units or like non-drafted units allowed to rescue drop, because
I would say no personally, because otherwise we can just use like Florina to ferry Sane around Lyn mode and it would be like, really.
Yeah, it's true. That's really difficult.
Or we can just attach, like, Lyn to Marcus for the entire playthrough and just run her away from all the conflict.
That's true then. Yeah, the Merlin's Paralog is gonna be really hard. Thinking about it now.
Who do we have available for the Merlin's Paralog?
We have Hector, Ellie Wood,
Sane,
Sarah.
Matthew, Sarah.
We don't have.
No, we don't even have Sane.
We don't have Sarah. We have Matthew. Like, I don't think this team does the Merlin's Paralog. I think
we need someone else who can take a hit.
I mean, everyone does. Like, you know the strategy with Guy for the Merlin's Paralog.
Yeah.
And there's that. I don't know. It's that Paralog's so scary. Especially.
I'm fine with taking Guy. It takes us up to 34 points. I'm looking at some of these 6-cost units. I'm looking at, like, Lucius, Canas, Raven. Some of the earlier joining 6 costs.
Okay, but, like, besides, like, you know, obviously him, I think there's, like, a very clear winner that you should pick here. Oh, there's actually several, but,
Yeah, I think Raven, Lucius, and Canas are all really good.
Jafar is also pretty good.
That is true.
We're at 34, so like if we're bumped up to 40 by picking one, and we can like take.
We can look like one tier higher and look at like Fiora.
I think Fiora is clearly the worst of these three.
You think?
She joins. Her fly utility is good, but it's during a time where the Paralog after hers is Prisoner Magic. She's good there. I don't think she's like that special on Dragon's Gate or New Resolve, the like Fog of War chapter where Ellie Wood's sad.
Yeah.
Maybe like Urk's worse than her. I don't know. But and then during Kinship Bond, like Isidore is clearly better for that one, and that's a hard chapter.
Right.
Like that's a hard chapter, and you want like a free unit for that.
That's definitely fair. Do you know who else has a unit who joins on Kinship Bond?
Wrath.
Wrath.
Also Heath.
Oh, we do get Heath on that chapter, actually. That is true.
I don't think it's not the best chapter for him, though.
It isn't, but I'm really starting to think we might just need more bodies. We might just need more.
Yeah.
Maybe going, like, low and volume.
I think we should pick him.
Who, Dart?
Dart.
He's really good on his joining chapter.
He's not really good, but you can train him on his join chapter.
Yeah, like being able to walk over the rivers is nice.
He reminds me a lot of FE6 Fur. I know you haven't really played FE6, but
yeah, I'm not super familiar.
Where it's a unit that is entirely unremarkable if you look at all for efficient play. But they're easy enough to train in their like joining situation, where if you train them, they can turn out to be really good. Well, good, not really good.
Yeah.
The difference between him and Fur is that Fur will get a promotion item in a reasonable time, whereas he's sitting for a while.
He gets his promotion item on the sand chapter, right? The desert.
And I think if he gets his promotion, then we're looking. If we get him, it's looking bad for her.
Who? Sorry.
For Farina.
Yeah, because if you can't sell the Ocean Sea, or buying Foreigner is so much more expensive.
It's not, like, to be fair, we could probably save fun. We're going to have a trained Matthew, so we get Silver Card. We can try to budget our money. Just for, like, bodies for Kinship's Bond, I think it's, like, an okay pick.
Yeah, I just think we just need more bodies on the board. Yeah, I'm fine with taking Dart. We've still got 23 points to spend. What about one of the, like, other early game big units, Lowen or Oswin?
There's two things I like about them for the Merlin's Paralog is that he clogs up, he'll choke a point. He can get the village, but I think we just have to ignore the village. I think he also can rescue Merlinus.
Yeah.
So I like them both for that. They're gonna be competing for the Knight's Crest. So that's a big ouch.
Right, but we don't want both, right? And Sane will already be promoted, so we don't have to worry about him.
I like Oswin because he's free, essentially.
He just works, right? Like, he does drop off kind of hard, I guess. Like,
and it's also, I don't know how we're gonna, like, disarm him for chapter 12, if I can be completely honest.
Yeah.
And then, also, like, chapter 12... chapter 12's hard without Oswin.
We have, for chapter 12... Oh, for chapter 12, we have Hector, Ellie Wood, Matthew, Sarah. Elliowood is on his own down in that bottom section.
We might have to get both. Or we like draft Bartray, but ow.
Bartray, Rebecca.
Rebecca gained a secret book though.
What did we say? We're on 37?
We're 37.
We could take Bartray, Rebecca and still be on 40.
Sure. Yeah, let's just do that for now. I can see it. We don't have a mage yet either. And we haven't actually picked anyone from the 6-point pool.
No, I think... So what, are we on 40?
Yeah, we're on 40.
Is there anyone who's catching your eye? Because I've got my leanings, but I'm intrigued.
Okay, obviously, I want her, but I mean, Hawkeye's still on the board. I think Pent's overrated in this context. We can go without Pent.
He's so good when he joins.
He's so good. I know that's like blasphemy. I know it's blasphemy, but
yeah,
he joins late. He joins later than
he does join very. He joins later than. It's only a couple of chapters after Hawkeye, right?
That's a lifetime. I'm gonna be honest. That's a lifetime. Hawkeye joins on the desert chapter, basically turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
If we're doing Genesis, which, yikes. But if we're doing Genesis, he's there too. If we do, and then we have the Lloyd chapter or whatever, he's there too, and he's basically a failsafe for that chapter.
We need a mage. We've got Guy and Bartray. We need a mage, otherwise we're going to.
I don't mind Jeremy chapter.
Okay, if you're sure.
So I don't mind having to do Jeremy chapter. We can, it doesn't. So we don't need to draft Lucius over Canas. I don't think there's a huge difference, but because Canas doesn't count towards the that anyway.
Yeah.
But we can get. I don't mind doing Lucius chapter or German chapter because I also feel like we don't need to get Harkin per se.
Yeah.
Unless you want Harkin, but
Harkin's good, but I can't see a world in which we pick Harkin here.
Well, I'm thinking about Cog of Destiny, and Harkin's. That's Harkin's best map. I think with our team, especially if we're trading good units, we don't have to rely on Harkin too much. That being said,
units at the minute are essentially just Sane and Heath.
That being said, we don't have any with you saying about the mage problem, we only have one restore staff for for that chapter, so. It wouldn't be a bad idea to actually pick up a mage. Oh, especially about Pent. Now I'm eating my words with the Pent slander. It's so difficult because the rate we're at, we can only pick 2 here.
How many points do we have left? 20?
We have 20 points. I think Farna might be out of the picture now.
I think you might be right, but I really don't like only having one flyer, but we might have to.
She's the cheapest flyer. That's why I want her. But
yeah.
We also haven't got our dancer yet, by the way.
I don't know if we have room for a dancer.
That's so bad.
We could take Lucius Foreigner.
I don't mind that.
Or actually, maybe even Canas because he's easier to recruit. I know he comes a bit later, and he's not available for Lyn Mode, but we don't have to worry about.
Also, by the way, we need Raven to recruit Lucius. Actually, I don't know if that's true.
No, I think you do.
Yeah, and at that point, I don't think one, we still haven't really made a early game team, so I don't know if we get Priscilla's house. Which
means we wouldn't get Raven, which means we wouldn't get Lucius. Yeah, that's what I mean. Canas is just easier to recruit.
Yeah, Canas is easier to recruit, and well, there are pros to Lucius. He joins at a higher staff rank, so we get restore for free. So if we get Canas, Farina, that's a decent team for flying utility. She basically comes as a pre-promote.
Yeah.
That bumps us up to 51 though.
Yes, it does.
Oh god, I still don't know about our early game.
I don't either.
They're out.
We now
they're out.
Cannot afford a 10+ unit, so we can't get Florina, we can't get Dancer, we can't get Marcus.
I'm it's either we get Lowen or we get. I think it's these two now.
Yeah, I think it's between Lowen and Oswin.
We get Lowen. we get Oh, actually,
Wallace, Carla. We can get Carla because we're using Bartray.
Or we just get Oswin. So Hector, I think honestly, thinking Hector's still dead on chapter 12.
Maybe Hector's fine. I think Hector's fine in chapter 12.
I don't know.
He's got Sarah and Matthew with him.
I will say that I do think a promoted Lowen's better than a promoted Oswin.
Yeah,
especially with with Sane.
With Sane. What if we got neither?
Okay, so let's say we already used up our 5-point units, so we get Vida. Vida's good.
We could get Geats.
Geats actually is not bad investment.
Geats is insanely good for a 3-point unit. The problem is having to train the
We would
three
have to-
lords.
I think it's not hard to get. We can get Lyn. We can try to get Lyn to 10. It's the annoying part is that chapter 4 is basically a cutscene. We have to just feed him. It's just like in service of getting geek kills. So we just have to like try to give her as much experience after chapter 4.
Yeah.
Which is not like terrible. And then it's just trying to find kills from Eliwood, and with like our early game being so minimal, it's not that Eliwood did not gain experience in her. It's just trying to set up kills for Eliwood.
The thing is that I think Eliwood might actually end up gaining more experience because he's just gonna have to do stuff.
He has to do stuff.
Marcus and Lowen aren't gonna be riding around taking.
He has to do
kills.
stuff, but he has to I don't know. Survive. But I think Geats would be. I think it would be fun to get Geats.
I think we could do Geats.
Get Geats.
This has gone so off the rails. We've just drafted Geats. What has happened?
Get Athos just so we know we beat the run. Or we
I'm
can
genuinely looking at Dorcas and Will. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think Will's contributing anything.
No. We could just take another 6-point unit. Like, what if we just took Jafar?
I think Jafar overlaps with our
We could, hypothetically.
I wished one of these was like an early game unit. Like.
Yeah. Okay, so hear me out. What if we swap Sane for Kent and take Urk?
Ooh. See, this is where this is where this like Sane Kent thing, duality like comes in. So yeah, let's go with this. We take Urk. So we're at 53. We take Urk and it's 57. I feel like then our Canospic is weak.
No, Urk is a 7-point unit. That takes it up to 4. That takes it up to 60.
60, yeah, 60. I think our Canospic is weak now.
Oh, maybe.
Let's put Canos away for a second.
Put Canos away takes us back down to 54. Just enough for Dorcas and Will.
No, I don't want Dorcas. And I don't want Will. I think those are two bad picks. Like, they're in Lyn mode, you have to train them. Like, Dorcas is a body for early game, but he's not a good body.
We already have 2 bad bodies.
We also
for our early
can
game.
go to 53 and get if we take out Rebecca.
Wait, how many are we on? 54?
We're on 53. Or no, we're 54. We're 54 right now.
We could take out Foreigner and take Fiora.
I don't think that's a good pick. I don't think
Fiora. No, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, right? About like having to give her XP in Lyn mode. Yeah.
Well, oh, you mean Florina?
Yes, I did. Sorry, yes, I did.
But yeah, that's like we also would have to train in Lyn mode, and I think especially with Kent, you actually want to give him as much levels, like more so than Sane.
Okay, we're being really silly here. We can take out. Are we on 54?
Yes.
We can take out Bartray, take Lowen,
Thank God.
and call it done.
Thank God. I still want.
I think that looks a lot. I'd rather have Lowen than Bartray and like Lucius or something like that at this point.
Is there any way you want to like actually there's no one here that would actually. I think I would rather take him over her, but then again we had to get to him, and I don't think.
Yeah, again, Eliwood is on his own in that bottom section with Rebecca in chapter 12. Oh no, he has Lowen now. He has Lowen.
It's just a matter of Hector surviving with. We have to trade him. We're gonna have to trade him on Lyn mode.
Who, Matthew?
Matthew.
Hector will be fine. He's got Sarah with him.
I think this is a fun team for sure.
Well, there's definitely some interesting units in there.
This is so dubious.
I'm not gonna lie, there are like 3 units in here that I thought would probably be locked in, who we just haven't taken.
Well, like, I definitely think Hawkeye should have been taken.
Yes. I was pretty much set on the fact Hawkeye would end up in this team somewhere.
Like saying Ken, I think was like a switch up. I'm actually glad we're gonna like that the difference made it was big. Like there may have not been a difference, but whatever. I forgot we were supposed to put him there, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, like, I thought Hawkeye was gonna get drafted for sure.
I thought Hawkeye would get drafted too.
I'm surprised with the Urk pick, but I'm not against it. Like, I never use Urk, so I think it'll be interesting. Like, Rebecca being drafted this early.
Urk is just like a nice early body. Joins quite a bit earlier than Canucks. Also available in Lyn Mode. Most of our team's available in Lyn Mode. Got so many Lyn Mode units. We still have Geats.
Geats, I think, can carry us. I don't remember what his growths are off the top of my head, but if you want to...
I'm still really concerned. I'm not gonna... Like, the only body we actually get, like, throughout the game who's gonna, like, come in and actually really help us out is Heath.
Yeah,
he's... Maybe Foreigner.
Yeah, like, those are, like, the only two units that are, I would say, are... Like, besides Kent, but like again, I think modern FE7 meta has not been explored with Kent. True. To the point where I don't know.
What you're saying is we're doing it for science.
Yeah, we're doing this is a scientific run.
Okay, I like that idea.
This is such a scientific run. The fact that we had Bartry, Rebecca was.
Bartry Rebecca ended up in this team.
Like, and they were drafted pretty early. Freaking Gee. My problem with Gee...
It's just that there's a middle three in the middle of that team of Gee, Dart, Rebecca.
I think Dart's a good pick. I like Dart as a pick.
There are a bunch of units in here that I usually just never use. Like, either at all or for the long term.
I like a lot of our... like, the only one I'm really skeptical on is Gee.
Yes, I'm glad we're worried about the same unit, and Rebecca, I guess, but like she's so cheap that...
I think the team has potential to be fun. It has potential to make a lot of content. Foreigner's there.
Yeah, that's for
Foreigner's
sure.
there. I don't know. Is there one person that you're really excited to use here?
Weirdly, I've never really used Rebecca. I'm kind of wanting to see what she can... When she has to perform, can she do it? Geats as well, always going to be exciting.
That's... Not to mention, we have the Lords, so...
Yeah, I think having to actually use the three Lords, like, I don't know if I've ever bothered to use Geats, because I never normally use Avi Wood.
I've used Geats on, like, a normal, Hector normal mode run. But, no, I didn't even use him. I did recruit him, and I'm like, yeah, I got Geats, and then I didn't deploy him ever. But he's good. I think
the thing for me is, like, we're missing most of the units who I normally would, like, lean on, like Marcus, Florina, Sane, Oswin, Hawkeye, Isadora... Pent, like everyone who's good is not here, except for Heath and Lowen.
Yeah, Heath Lowen are like the two usual suspects.
Yeah, they're the two units I would actually normally use. And Matthew, I guess, but like
Matt, count. He's there for utility, and I don't. Maybe we'll invent stuff. Like I've used Matthew before in similar circumstances, and oh god.
Wait till you see Matthew with Gee's Killing Edge.
Hey, you do get a an energy drop in Lyn Mode.
Oh, true.
So Matthew with Gee's Killing Edge.
I think Lyn might take that energy drop.
You're right.
I think we're gonna need Lyn. We need Lyn to end up being self-sufficient, at least for the early game.
Oh god, we just realized we still have to use the Lords.
Yes.
Which means we have to deploy the Lords.
Yes. Which means they're all failure conditions, yes.
Which means that... No, it's not even that they're failure conditions. Like, because I think if we lose someone, we're devastated.
Yeah.
We're actually devastated. Like, but maybe besides Gee. But if we lose... Or Rebecca. Like, if we lose any one of these, like him, if we lose her, we're screwed.
If we lose Sarah, the game's over.
If we lose, like losing Matthew is actually bigger than you expect. If we lose Lowen, I know like they're two the same, but like
yeah, but like we need Lowen and Kent. Like
it's basically everyone is a Lord.
Yeah.
So but like besides the fact that they're game over conditions, they're also taking up. Well, like he's always forced to play, but they're taking up 2 slots. In a mode that is really strict on deployment slots. So
I think we'll be okay.
We'll be okay. So like Gee might actually just get put to the wayside. I don't how many deployments are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
so we can afford for some of these units to ride the bench later on.
Like, so Guy
And by
probably...
that, I mean, we can afford for Guy and Rebecca to ride the bench later on.
Yeah, because if I'm thinking, like, who are the stinkers? And, like, even Matthew, possibly. Like,
Matthew only needs to be deployed when he needs to be deployed.
yeah.
As obvious as that sounds. But, like, when we get units like Heath, Darts, like, Foreigner, they're all just going to start bullying some of those weaker units out.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, we don't have to worry about Geets, like, being a, or not Geets, but Guy being a, on, like, a permanent fixture. If we actually have to use it, like, because we have worse units to use. But yeah, I think that's a good time to wrap it up.
Yep, I agree. So that is our roster. Alongside the 3 units of Lyn, Eliwood, Hector, and Merlinus, we will be using Kent, Sarah, Urk, Matthew, Lowen, Rebecca, Guy, Dart, Heath, Geets, and Foreigner. I hope you're all looking forward to watching the series. The start of our journey will be available to view at the same time as this, so if you are interested, you can check that out right now. Thanks again to the people who back the channel on Patreon, and thank you all for watching. Have a great day.